Picture in picture. Alright, so this is the third period video. We'll be doing 2, 6, 10, 14, ... So yeah, you got to do a little math to figure out where the problem is that you want to find. Which video is it in? Number 2. State the domain and range. Well, it's pretty easy when they're labeled for you. Find the domain and range. The domain would be 3. Now, the range, be careful, it's not 1 to 5, it's 1 and 5. So don't put bracket 1 comma 5. That indicates that it's everything between 1 and 5. But it's not everything between 1 and 5. It is only 1 and 5. Right? And again, those look pretty similar, but those symbols mean things. And if you put brackets 1 to 5, that looks like the interval 1 to 5. So that would be wrong. It's not that. Is that thing a function? No. Not a function. Right? The functioning vending machine, you push button 3 and you get 2 things. Good for you, but not functioning. If it is a function, determine if it's 1 to 1. If it's not a function, then 1 to 1 doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter, that question. Number 6. Graph each relation or equation. Okay, I can do this. 2, 6, and 6, 2. I think that went to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Determine if it's a function. Is that a function? Yep. Is it 1 to 1? Also yes. Oh, I need to list the domain and the range. Same thing as earlier. This is not a range of values. It is only 2 values for the domain, 2 and 6, and it is only 2 values for the range, 2 and 6. Not bracket 2 to 6, because we only want. Oh, actually, there's the reason why. Is this discrete or continuous? Discrete, and that's why we list the values. There's a discrete number, a finite number of points. There's not an infinite number of points. We just list the values. Number 10, f of 12. So make sure you look at the f function and plug in 12. Right? It's very unfortunate if you do all the math right, but you plug 12 into g instead of f. Like, so close. So grab the right function, plug in 12. 24 minus 1 is 23. Easy, right? We hope we get something like that on the test. And, I mean, there's something like that on the test. F of d. So again, look at the f function and plug in, instead of 12, we're going to plug in d, so 2d minus 1. And there's nothing more I can do with that, so that's just it, 2d minus 1. By the way, we're sort of cruising through these, but stop me if you got questions. I think we're headed to one that you'll have questions on. I've worked it once already today, so maybe I can work it smoother this time. Number 18. I'll say it up front, there's not one this bad on the test. But this idea of seeing a new problem and being able to figure it out, there is that kind of stuff on our test. It won't be exactly like this, but this idea of, can you read the problem and make sense of what it's asking? Yeah, there's usually a kind of a challenge type problem on the test to make you think a little bit. Okay, f of 3 is 5. All right, that really only helps me with 1 point, right? Like, if x is 3, y is 5. For all the others, f of x is f of x minus 1 minus 2x. And we want to find f of 1 and f of 5 and add them together. Okay, f of 1. If I try to find f of 1, so it's not 5, so I've got to use the other one. So if x is 1, f of 1 equals f of 0 minus 2 times 1. It turns out that is not helpful, but you understand all the pieces that I put in there. Like I wanted to find f of 1, so I grab this equation and I plug 1 in for x in hopes of finding f of 1. Right? So x is 1. I grab that equation. I plug 1 in everywhere. 1 minus 1 is 0. 2 times 1 is 2. So this is a true statement. It just doesn't help me because I don't know what f of 0 is. So it's like, yes, but at what point that doesn't help. So maybe let's try to land f of 1 in this spot. So what would x have to be if this value ends up being f of 1? Like, what does x have to be? Yeah, x would have to be 2 for that to be f of 1. I'm trying to line up my columns here. So if x is 2, f of 2 equals f of 1 minus 2 times 2. That's not really helpful either, because I don't know what f of 2 is. But I feel like I'm getting closer, because I'm getting close to f of 3. So if I do x equals 3, then I can use f of 3. Now I'm making progress now, because I know what f of 3 is, which means I can find f of 2, which means I can find f of 1, which is what I want. This is a yucky problem. Okay, f of 3 they told me is 5. F of 2, I don't know, that's what I'm looking for. So f of 2, move the 6 over, is 11. Right, so what? I didn't want f of 2. Except that I can use f of 2 to find f of 1. So f of 2 is 11 equals f of 1 minus 4. So that means f of 1, if I move the 4 over, is 15. Alright, well on my way now, right? So that's all of that, and I've got half of the information that I need. F of 5. Well, here we go again. I can write f of 5, but that would be f of 4 minus 2 times 5. Dang it, that's another true statement, but unhelpful yet. So what should I find next that would help me find f of 5? Or what equation could I write next? F of 4. So if x equals 4, then f of 4 equals f of 3 minus 2 times 4.